Hey guys, what's good? Welcome back to Pangdemic where our content is contagious. Today is going to be a different video from my vlogs and stuff like that. This is going to be a player interview with the man Karl Blake, who recently went undefeated in Birmingham Regional. He didn't top 8, but he came top 32, which is just a good. In fact, he came 20th, and all of his accolades is insane. From becoming 12th in Lille in 2022, world champion day two with 158th. So at one point, he was the 158th best player in the world. And then, do you think he was that good? Yeah, he ended up coming 70th at World Champion 2024. So he's just been on a roll and just been going 11th, 22nd, and all this stuff. So his accolade is really good. If you don't believe me and you don't know who this guy is, there's something wrong with you. Or you can just do the normal thing and just check the limit list and you see everything there. But yeah, okay. So let's jump on with an interview with Carl. How was Birmingham for you?
Easy, if I'm honest. It was, I didn't have to think about anything, so I was just playing solitaire. So, I haven't been playing much this season, so I didn't really have time to, sit and grind out Guardy or sit and grind out Pult or anything like that, just like learn to play. It's just like, well, actually, I'll just play solitaire, and I did that in Lille, and it seemed to work, and I'm just like, you know what, let's just see what's going on with the list, make loads of changes, and just roll with it, to be honest.
Yeah, you came 87th with Alakazam Dunspot, and you continue that till to the 20th finish in Birmingham. So you've been consistent back to back as well.
Yeah, the lists are so incredibly different. Being like one, obviously, was like run off of a Bills transfer. Then was as soon as we got Dawn, that's just obviously an insane card. I also put in Fan Racing as well, which I was dead against. I literally hate it as a card. I think it's ridiculous. But then actually in that deck, it's not too bad because you do have the updated stadium counts now. You can just go ham and start taking prizes straight away as well. Plus, it's probably turns Buddy Popping into a ridiculous card. So
yeah, it's a card to just. Yeah. But I get what you mean, because I was just testing your deck, and the Fan Rotom is great. It's okay, yeah, because it can only search for the Dunspot, but it's just benching triple Dunspot, all right.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of games actually that I played where I ended with Fan Rotom, 4 Dunsparce, and 0 Abra, and just prioritize setting up that there, and just taking a prize at the Fan Rotom turn 2, just so I can draw everything and then just reset up there. It just gives the opportunity to draw everything rather than benching one Abra and it dying. It's like, okay, I can now bench multiple and guarantee an Alakazam the following turn.
Of course. And obviously, in case no one knows yet, this is the list that he plays, and we're talking about it. We're just going to go through it. 4 Abra, 4 Kadabra, 3 Alakazam. These are all standard, really, playing the Shaman and got Psyduck. I noticed that in your other list, at Lille, you was playing Golduck.
Yeah, 2-1 Golduck, because obviously there was a lot of hype around the Jet Energy Klefki.
Yeah.
But now since we've got Battle Cage, it kind of does a similar thing as well. If they have, Klefki, Jet Energy, Stadium, then, fair play to them. But it's not as dangerous anymore because you do have Battle Cage as well. So it sort of saves you a lot of drama.
Yeah, of course. Since Lille to Birmingham, there was Dawn was more shine, Battle Cage was more played and everything like that. So obviously, you heard about the news about Ascending Hero won't be out for EOC.
I did, yeah. Someone sent me that because I was just like, I was going to play a really mean deck. I was actually looking at Mega Dragonite, and I'm like, guys, I could just play Mega Dragonite Eels. This would be so funny. It just does 330, does what it wants.
Yeah.
And plus, Dragonite is like, Dragonair is one of the most broken things ever. Let's just search for an evolution every turn. I'm like, what? How is that not good? It's +1 every turn. But then they said, oh, it's not playable anymore. So I messaged my sponsor, and I'm like, don't worry about those Pokepads. Especially if I need them right now. So course. Probably just back with spoons, to be honest. Obviously, we've only got 3 weeks until EUIC. That's probably not enough time, especially with life and everything else, well, I've got a kid and everything else as well. So it's probably not enough time to grind out enough games to be comfortable with a deck like that at that level. Not to say I couldn't play it. Obviously, I'm very confident in my own abilities to just pick up any deck and play it. But to go into a big tournament like that, you kind of want to obviously play something you know.
Yeah.
And plus, Alakazam is just so frustrating for people to play against. Taking 6 prizes is one of the most jarring things you actually have to do. For an opponent, it's hilarious, but as a Zam player, so you're taking 2-3 prizes a turn, you just don't care, you kill what's in front of you. But then when you do play against a single prize deck, things take so long. So like all of my ties, bar one, or one or two, was pretty much from having to play a single prize board state again against a single prize board state, and it's just like, God, this is so long, having to knock out 6 individual Pokemon to win, and you're doing it back to back to back, and it's just like, this takes so bloody long.
It's crazy. Like, yeah, no, with that being said, yeah, I agree what you mean. You want to play a deck that you're comfortable with, and like, obviously, since we're adult now, we don't have time to test as much. Like playing like a meta deck like Dragapult and Guardi, obviously, I can honestly say I can enter the regional and say I'm not gonna be the best Guardi player or Dragapult player in the room, even though I'm confident in ourselves, obviously doing well, but playing Alakazam, we can cheese out more wins just by playing a deck that's like a hard counter against some of the meta deck, which is like obviously Goldengo being the main one, right?
Yeah, Goldengo is really funny actually, because like depending on the build they're playing, it's probably closer to 50-50 than it actually is in your favor. Because if they're playing full boss and the
secret boss stats,
the prime catcher, then they can just play a single prize game and not evolve Goldengo until they've taken 5. In which case you're then waiting. They're only evolving the turn they're using it. You play zero hand disruption, so you're not going to stop them from doing it, providing they can draw a boss every other turn. Then they're fine. Which is quite fun. If they can't do that and they have to evolve, then they lose. Literally, like, almost straight away. There's nothing they can do.
Yeah. Like, no, I agree. I always thought, because if I'm a Goldengo player myself, I always felt like Alakazam was one of like the toughest deck for us to beat, like you said. Because sometimes if you prize a Solrock or your ordinary Super Rogers prize or anything like that, you use it, then you're kind of like in a backward, and plus you have to 2-shot at Alakazam, so that's why I always thought it's always unfavored.
Yeah, that's why we said the full boss and the prime. That obviously changes a lot of things, because obviously you're chasing stuff every turn. If you then don't one-shot something or don't take a prize, that's obviously when you have to have Goldengo. But then obviously then I take 2 prizes back, and then it's no longer in your favor. Plus you can actually get to a point, obviously when you're playing against Goldengo, that where your board state is enough that you can't KO anything with Solrock, providing you obviously haven't left a fan Rotman player or anything like that. But you can get to a point of where they can't actually KO anything with Solrock, which means they have to go into Goldengo, in which case they're just like, okay, now I just win.
Of course. And you went 905, which is hella impressive, yeah.
It's kind of funny, isn't it? Like, everyone's asking, like, Carl, why do you keep trying? And I was like, it's not my fault. Like, people have to take 6. I have to take 6 prizes. I've been having to take 6 prizes almost every game, and then other people have to do it as well. It's really annoying.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, it's an easy deck to play, but with a low skill ceiling, and obviously you exceed that as per usual.
Actually, it's not just the sequencing, to be honest. I watch people play it, and I'm just like, oh my god, what on earth are you guys doing? Because they keep shuffling, they're using like the Dunsparce before they're everything else, and I'm just like, no, that's the last thing you want to do, because you're then disrupting the deck. You're trying to draw resources that you need, not shuffle away the Dunsparce back into the deck and then draw 3 more cards. Do that at the end, and then reset there. Don't the Dunsparce and then Alakazam. If you have it the other way around, you want to see 6 fresh cards rather than
the Dunsparce.
Sort of, 4 fresh cards and essentially 2 recycled cards, because you've added 2 to the deck.
And plus, it makes you INO proof, because sometimes you don't have to overextend, right?
Yeah, and people not leaving the Dunsparce on the bench, I think, is hilarious. Like, I see a lot of people where they just their end board is like loads of Dunsparces, and so if they've taken a big KO, then that's fine. But then like they're not preparing themselves to go the long distance. And like my board will always have like 2 to 3 Dunsparce on it, ready to go. It's a free pivot anyway. But if you don't need to promote it to draw cards, don't bother. There's no point leaving yourself like, vulnerable as well, or unversed them.
Yeah, no, of course. One of my questions is that, what is your perfect board state? Like, so first of all, let's just say you won the coin flip. What do you want to do first? You want to go first?
Search for fan that's ridiculous, because there's some boards where you can get away with, like, triple Abra, triple Dunsparce, and be all good. But if you can go, double Abra, fan Rotom, triple Dunsparce, you're having a great time. because obviously you can shuffle along the long sparse to then go. Ideally, you want to go like Rare Candy, Alakazam, Evolve to Kadabra, shuffle one away, put an Abra down.
Yeah.
And then you've got Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam in play, and then your stream of the Dunsparce, which is always what you want. Because instead of the KO and Alakazam, you've got Kadabra to evolve, an Abra to evolve, and a one to bench.
Yeah.
So it just allows you to keep pushing and just never whiff. I played a mirror match where he wasn't doing that and wasn't setting up properly to then draw his resources. And when he did whiff an attack in the mid game, I thought it was hilarious because I was like, bro, how are you ever allowed this to happen? You've got infinite cards to draw. Neither of us play hand disruption. There is no way on earth you should have ever whiffed because you could see your entire deck if you played it right.
Yeah.
And it ended up losing in the game because of it. And I'm just like, well, then you deserve to lose this because if you've made a mistake like that, then especially something so easy, it's just that then you deserve to lose.
Yeah, because I saw that when you was playing Lil, you play against a mirror match and you outpaced them because you had like 36 cards in your hand and there was no hand disruptor they could do.
That one was really interesting because they played like multiple Rare Candy. I played one Rare Candy. I just got very lucky. Like game one, he just couldn't set up because he was playing like loads of other it's like Tinker Tongue and stuff like that, and just like the cards that weren't relevant to be in there, to be honest. And I was able to just outpace. And then game two, I opened my one-off Rare Candy.
Yeah.
And he had a poor setup, but because he played so many bad cards in the deck, it just meant I could go faster. Naturally, whoever gets the first attack should win, especially with the current format of it.
Yeah. So obviously, do you rather go first or second when you play?
It's interesting. It depends what you're playing against. If it's blind, I'm playing first.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like I have enough trainers to obviously where I want to get going, and then obviously I can evolve turn 2 to just sort of go off with Dawn or anything like that. If I know what I'm playing against, I'll make a decision there. So like Goldengo, you probably want to go second.
Okay.
Just because obviously they're going to have to find stuff. They don't play enough search cards to get going. They need to play supporters turn 1 anyway. So, if they open lucky, they open lucky. But otherwise, you're kind of okay. Because if they go second, they're most likely taking your prize turn 1 anyway.
Yeah.
So they've got the resources to do it. It just gives you a chance to re-establish a board because you've then got supporters to then get multiple Abra down. Versus in other matchups, the chance of them taking a prize turn 1 isn't very high.
Okay.
Like, I'll go second against Polt as an example. I'll play first into a lot of other decks, but like Zard Polt, I'll choose second, just because they've got so many weird cards in the deck where they want to play Lily, they want to do everything turn 1 to then start setting up. Whereas you limit them to the 7 cards or the 8 cards they have, and it's like, okay, can you develop a board from there? If not, it buys me a turn, and then I can just go off.
No, of course. Would you tend to playing 4 Rare Candy? Like you said, you want to open like the turn 2 Rare Candy Kazam and all that stuff.
In space, to be honest. There's a lot of like weird counts for the deck where you just don't have space. I even put in a Lily, being that if I draw it turn 1, it's great. If I leave it in deck and I get Ionoed into it at the end of the game, I'll like Ionoed to 2 and you draw Lily. So okay, if you've got an established board, it's like okay, I'm going to Lily for 6, and I'm going to Dunsparce, Fez, and just draw everything from there. And then you can just one bang whatever you like. So that was probably a really good card the whole event for me, was Lily.
Yeah, no, I was going to say because sorry, most deck plays 4 Dawn, but you decide to cut the 4th Dawn for Lily Determination. Is that, like you said, you just want to open first, and if you do have it, you can just bench your whole hand, then Lily, no regret.
Yeah, you can go off, or even turn 2, for example. If you go like, if you're trying to find Rare Candy Zam, obviously having 8 cards off Lily and then having the Dunsparce and stuff like that, you can just keep drawing. Obviously, your chances are higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those. And obviously, then just having I was playing Chorus for a while. It's just actually, that doesn't seem that great. I think 3 Hilda is fine. Yeah. You have 4 stadiums. The idea of just you're going to search a stadium at some point is fine. You're going to draw a stadium at some point. So I dropped that for the Shaman. The Shaman was great all weekend, to be honest.
That was my next question. What is that? Because you happened to play against 2 Grimstar.
Yeah, 2 Grimstar. I tried to one and beat the other, and I should have won the tie. if to be fair, if it was the new time rules, so they're now bringing back the old rules,
Yeah.
I would have won that, and that would have been hilarious. But yeah, time sort of got me there. But yeah, Shaman really helps there, especially when paired with Battle Cage, because it means obviously you're not taking the damage, they can't move it on there, so they are just exchanging 1 for 2, which is obviously a terrible exchange.
Yeah, of course.
You're never winning a game like that. So
no, 100%. So, but I'm like, I think I just thought any spread damage deck like Dragon Pole, but you seem to have a decent record against Dragon Pole as well, which is incredible.
Yeah, but okay, obviously all the desired Pulse, obviously they're either playing 1 or 0 stadiums. So you just go off. They also drop their own account because they're playing Stamp.
Yeah.
So that can be quite troublesome. But if you've got the board set up enough, anyway, like I got Stamp to 2 against a Pult, and then 1 shot it the next turn. So it's as long as your board is developed enough to do it, it's fine. Plus Battle Cage, obviously, if that sticks, they can't do anything.
Yeah.
They're literally Iono and Prey. And if you can one-shot them, you one-shot them, it's fine. They can't do anything to stop you. Plus, E-Hammer does a massive job as well, getting rid of the special energies. Yeah.
Did you ever feel like you might need a third E-Hammer?
No, you're typically playing the one you have and then knocking out the big threat anyway. So, if they're playing more than 2 like Mist Energy, then, sort of fair play to them. But you've got to find it turn after turn. If I can just continue to take knockouts while doing it, then it doesn't really matter. Like, if you play someone they're playing 4 Mist Energy and they get 3 down, it's like, fair play to you, mate. Well done.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, here's a question. With your the way you play with Alakazam, is your mindset set on like drawing everything and try to just do one shot, or do you think it's okay to attack to soften a Pokemon then kill it with it?
There's a couple of times where I did have to do that. Which worked quite nicely. It works also against good stuff, obviously, when they don't have Monkey. That's quite handy.
Yeah.
If you can't find Battle Cage. But it happened against I played a Lopunny Bombers.
Yes.
And I was, smacking things for 70, and then just setting up the one-shots, because then you do find quite difficult if they can, wipe a board. Then obviously smacking loads of damage post that is quite difficult. But hitting for 70 wasn't too bad. I mean, they had 260 left, so I needed to find, 13 cards.
Yes,
so.
Of course. And 13 cards doesn't seem that hard, especially with the draw engine.
Honestly, so easy. There was one point I went from 2, hand of 2 or 3, so obviously draw a turn after being owned. And I'm then 1 card away from one-shotting a Hero's Cape Zoroark EX. I could get to 360, I couldn't get to 380. And I was only 1 card off, and it's like, okay, I have the Kadabra, I have the Abra. If I have Red Candy Alakazam here, it gives me the extra card, which would have been funny, but I just couldn't get to it. But just every card's a plus. Obviously, like, you know this from obviously like other games that we used to play, where like hand advantage and like card advantage is insane. And stuff like Hilda, just like, okay, I'm playing 1 card, I'm searching Enriching and a Dunsparce, I'm drawing 3 off that, I'm drawing 4 off this. It's like, okay, so I'm +6. Hilda's a +6. That's crazy. Yeah.
Like, okay. No, that's it. Do you think you would change anything in your deck now, moving to EIC, or do you think since the format's going to be the same, why bother and just keep it?
Since I said no Pokepad, then probably not. The only thing I could consider changing is maybe like a Netball for something. I think like 1 Netball might be okay, because I was only ever using it to search out Fez, to be honest. So, but it just gives you an extra out to finding fan written someone, I guess. But obviously Dawn now can search Fez as well, which I think is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to look into it. For the time being, I don't think so. Like the only thing I could possibly see is a Golduck, just in case people sort of start picking onto more of the Klefki's type stuff. But yeah, otherwise, no, I'm pretty happy with the sort of the lineup. I did see people going down to like 4-3 to Dunsparce, and I'm just like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, because you want to draw
I want to draw that card as much as possible. Yeah.
Do you ever think like you needed a 4th boss?
No, you have the counter catcher as well. So you have counter catcher and triple boss, which I think is fine. At one point, I was only playing 2 counter catcher and 1 boss. The multiple boss really did help, especially because obviously you can start taking prizes on 70 HP guys with obviously fan written.
Yeah.
which is quite handy. It also means against like the Frostlass type decks, like I played against Sander's deck, which I have no business ever winning against. The fact that I was able to 2 of that is just a miracle.
The Monkey Dory Turbo.
Oh yeah, you're never supposed to be that. But obviously he opened Ting Lu game 1, and I one-shot it turn 2. So I thought that was quite funny. So after going first, it's just like, okay, next turn, just one-shot Ting Lu. And I'm like, I even said to Sander, I'm like, bro, I don't think my deck's ever done this. Like turn 2 before, like this well. And then game 2, I'm going too fast. Like every time he's trying to disrupt me, he's not buying turns. So I have the out every single time because like everything can just take a prize. So you don't have enough time to sort of fight back, which is quite handy. So that was quite nice. But yeah, anything like that is normally quite difficult.
Okay. Because I'll tell you what, I've been tempted to play your list for EOC. It's looking very good. I'm testing it online. I mean, I just beat Control and they went Cirrhosis like 3 or 4 times, and I'm actually just out. Well, like you said.
Oh yeah, Cirrhosis hilarious. Yeah, I've had people do it to me for like, I had like a 16 card hand, discard 13, and I still one-shot Mega the next turn. So it's just like, bro, it does not matter. Like, providing I'm not being an idiot and keeping like 30 cards in my hand and then get 0 saved, obviously then obviously you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
But there's times as well that like I'm evolving to Kadabra and Alakazam, I'm not using the ability. Like I'm looking what's in my hand, I know what's in there, I know when Iona is coming or anything like that, and I know every card in my deck is good. There's no reason for me to draw it out and then it gets shuffled away. And I see people do that. They evolve and use the ability. It's just like, there's no need to. Like, you evolve, don't use the abilities. You need it to attack. You don't need to draw those cards. Leave it to Dunsparce. Don't draw the things. Like, you know you've got, like, loads of arts in the deck that are really, really good. Why risk getting on your own, drawing outs and getting on it and never seeing them again?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Like, I think that's like card playing mentality, isn't it?
I think it's just more of a high level player, isn't it, really? Because like, if people just want to play cards and draw cards, like, oh my god, this is great, I want to see more resources. Like, well, actually, you've got a higher chance of drawing good cards that you want to keep in the deck. So this actually goes back to like the old Cosmic Power we've played on. Like, Cosmic Power theory is crazy. Like, I could sit and talk about that for hours. But it's, having to keep good cards in the deck and shuffle away good cards and put bad cards. And so it's people are hilarious with it.
Like, I think the list, is great. I'd like. Do you feel like, what was it? A Tulip is good enough, or do you want? Was you tempted to play 2 when they like killed your board or something like that?
Tulip was really good. I was debating 1 Miriam on the off chance that
Carve outright for free, isn't it?
Popular. Yeah. Like Toad's probably quite popular, but I think it's fine. Tulip is also obviously a plus 60 damage as well.
Yeah.
So obviously you're playing the 1 and then obviously getting 4 back. But it just enables you to bring stuff straight back and just crack on. So I really like it. I think it's a busted card, to be honest. It's broken.
I think, like I said, I think your support.
Sage, but I don't think it's as good.
Like I thought, the Jack was quite interesting.
Oh yeah, the 1 Jack. That's busted. Just because obviously sometimes Dawn for 1 stage 1 isn't enough. Like there's been times where like, okay, I've set up and then I've got a Jack and it's just like, well, actually, you know what? I'd rather have 2 to Dunsparce here and draw 6 cards.
Yeah.
Or I'd get Kadabra and Dunsparce and go, okay, 2, bang, 3, and just go off from there. Like Dawn there wouldn't have done it. It required me to draw easier with the resources. Versus, it kind of makes sense to just do it the other way and just have a Jack and just go off.
No, of course. I thought it was super interesting because like. Some Dawnzard now has been playing 4 Dawn, obviously, and 1 Jack because they acted like a second Dawn. I mean, a 5th Dawn, and I thought that's quite spicy how people start doing it now.
It seems quite so. Dawnzard seems really cool. I actually really like Adam Morgan's build. Where he's playing the Ogre-Pon and the Sparkling Crystal.
The Wet Zard and that.
Yeah, it's the sort of deck that, if I had the time to put into the game right now, it's the sort of deck I would play and I'd really enjoy playing. Just because you have so many options, you have access to the whole deck whenever you want it, and it really rewards like high level play.
Yes, of course, yes.
So I'd be like really into that kind of deck, but I just don't have the time to put into the game at the moment. I do post rotation because obviously I've got a lot of stuff finishing up, which is quite handy. So post rotation, I'm coming back with an absolute vengeance.
Yeah.
And it's it's getting back to that high level of play. Like it used to be that like when I turn to an event, it's like, okay, brilliant, I'm here to do well, I'm going to smash it. Now it's just like, oh, you know, I'm here to have fun. If I do well, I do well. But now it's getting back to I want to do really well. Like, I want a regional top 8, another one. Like, it's been years since I've had one, and it's just like, you know what? I want that. I came close this weekend.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for some of the ties, which admittedly were outside of my control,
yeah,
I felt like I would have got to a sim on that event, and I could have done really, really well. So yeah, that's just a bit of hunger, I would say, it's given me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, for those viewers, who doesn't know yet, Karl is the reason why I got back in the card game. I started playing it, and then I was like, I need to message someone who was really good, and Karl was the guy. He told me every week, I message him, what deck should I play? He said, buy all these cards and play it. Buy all these cards and play it. All right, and then he showed me max rarity stuff, and he kind of forced me to get max rarity stuff as well. So, for those who doesn't know, Karl is the reason why I was really good at Pokemon, because I've been going. He invited me to my first event, which is in Malmo, and everything like that. Played the same list and stuff like that. Strong believer. So when he says he's gonna come over with vengeance, probably is.
Yeah, let's hope so. Malmo was good fun. I enjoyed Malmo. That was the first event. That was the last event before COVID shut down, wasn't it? Yeah, that was. But I remember I just come back from Australia at OCIC. And I was so horrifically jet lagged. And I'd only been back in the country for like 2 days. And then we flew to Malmo. And it was honestly like one of the worst trips in terms of just trying to stay awake. It was absolutely outrageous.
Of course.
But we had a great time, that's the main thing.
It was funny. We obviously, we didn't know how full of a extent COVID was. And because of that, we was like quite blown away when there was rumor about a regional being cancelled and stuff like that, like the one in Bochum or something like that.
I'd have been so happy if they cancelled Malmo, to be honest. I could have stayed in bed. I'd been so happy.
I mean, it was fun. It was great. I mean, to be fair, the meta for Malmo was ADP top 8 was ADP, wasn't it? It was the most saddest thing.
There was some ridiculous thing. There was a huge amount of ADP in top 8,
Yeah. But no, that's good. Right, I think that's pretty much everything I need to cover you by. I'll probably do like a video of me just playing the deck to analyze it, because I think we just understand the whole thing. Oh, there's some stuff that I actually want. There's one more thing that I want to ask. When do you stop drawing with your Alakazam stuff? Because you mentioned earlier that you will have those time where you just evolve it and not use the effect to draw 2 more or 3 more.
Well, if you know you're going to get Iron Node and you're about to take a massive KO, there's probably one there if you've got enough to go. But if you're having to shuffle away a lot of stuff, you then want to draw a couple extra and have enough cards to play to bench to Dunsparce, or to bench Dunsparce.
Yeah.
And your other attack, and then so you've got enough cards in hand. Ideally, you want to just get to the number once you've benched and then just keep it there, because then if they iron you, and you've got obviously stuff to fall back on. But yeah, you want to go slightly above to then re-establish the board if you have to shuffle loads of stuff away. Just get there. But if you've got that stuff already established and you're attacking, don't bother keep drawing. If you know there's like, so for example, if you've got like a really small deck after shuffling loads of stuff in, you've got like Fez to Dunsparce and stuff in there, like enriching energy stuff like that, there's no point drawing extra cards and risking drawing that stuff when you'd much rather it be in the deck, so that when they shuffle your hand to the bottom, every card you see is good. And it also means you then don't want to shuffle the deck because you've got so many good stuff in there. So it's like you'd rather use Alakazam first or Fez first to draw this stuff rather than risk running into having to shuffle the deck and obviously mix up all the bad cards again.
No, of course. Do you usually evolve all your Abras to Kazam and to Kadabra and then evolve to Alakazam as soon as possible, or do you wait?
No, you keep Kadabras there, obviously, because then when you draw Alakazam, you're drawing obviously three cards. But you want to have Alakazam, Kadabra, Abra. But if you know there's obviously like big attackers coming, keeping 2 Kadabra isn't too bad there, because you can then bench Abra, go double Alakazam, and obviously see 6 cards. So that's not awful if you need to use it. But what I wouldn't want to do is have like a board of Alakazams and then Dunsparce, and then have to draw to Dunsparce, because then you're not getting full value.
Oh, okay. No, that's smart. Okay, yeah, I like that. But no, that's it. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for doing the video with me. Any shout out you want to do?
Yeah, obviously just shout out to my mate, one of our sponsors, Ultimate Spice Gaming, over in California. So it's good to play. Obviously, one of the only UK players who actually play there, which is quite handy.
Sick,
the rest
sick.
are obviously other parts of Europe, which is really good fun. We've got a really solid team now. So yeah, we're really looking forward to sort of pushing forwards. But yeah, it's really good fun. Really enjoyed it. So yeah, thank you very much.
No worries, thank you, and I hope to see you more at EIC. All right.
Right, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy a video like these, when like we have a in-depth conversation with someone that's did really well at a regional of such, comment down below, and I'll see what I can do. But other than that, thank you for watching, and subscribe if you haven't done it. I'll see you guys in it. Peace.